Are we not introducing every time?
Welcome to the Team GPT podcast.
Okay.
I am your host, Syed Hater. With me, as always, Brian Bolito. Brian,
Hi.
how's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Sick.
Okay.
We need to work these openings.
We don't need to work these openings. These work openings, it's nice, it's refreshing, because Ryan is here. Ryan, what's up, man?
Not too much. It's 9:40.
I mean,
You know, at night.
at night.
Time for a monster.
Yeah, I have a
Or
bang.
some coffee.
I love my bang. Hold on. I'm back.
What is your opinion on Bang versus Monster versus coffee for like a pre-workout?
Or
I mean, we're
or
after
a
a
life-sustaining
workout,
nectar for Ryan.
Is this a real question?
This is a real question. Yeah.
Most people are probably good enough just with coffee. A little bit of caffeine would not be a bad thing to get you going. If you're truly looking for a pre-workout, Bang would be a much better choice with everything in it. It's got I think like a full serving of creatine and amino acids and
It's got
CoQ10 and a couple other things. It's got a lot more caffeine than both coffee and Monster. So if you're looking for like a true pre-workout, Bang would be pretty good. But I think most
How
people
much caffeine is in there?
300 milligrams. Compared to 140 for Monster, and coffee is 80 to 160 depending on how the size of the coffee you get.
And when you pick it up, your hand shakes.
It's
That's good.
probably wouldn't be a bad thing if less people were doing pre-workout. I'm going to turn this into a supplement talk right now.
Yeah.
I wish people would focus more on post-workout and their nutrition the rest of the day than pre-workout. But everyone likes pre-workout because you can feel it.
Yeah.
You know, you get that kick. But post-workout's probably more important. It actually helps you recover. But again, everyone wants that feeling. And
Everyone wants instantaneous results.
yeah, like you can, like because you feel it, it's like, oh, something's happening, where the post-workout, you don't feel it, so you don't think anything's happening. That's why companies put caffeine into their vitamin pills,
Which is
so you
sick.
can feel something.
Where happened? I think it's either Jack or Jack 3D.
It's still around.
Is it still around?
Yeah, let's not-
I've never, I haven't seen it on the show.
We're just shooting down sponsors.
Yeah, we are. Duncan, like. I mean, we have Bang too.
Yeah. Did you pour bang in your Dunkin'?
I wanted to,
Okay.
but I take my coffee light and sweet from Dunkin', so I felt like Star Blast might not go well.
It might.
Syed likes his coffee like he likes his women.
It's not accurate. Anyway. One of the questions I had was, how important is nutrition compared to like just training really hard as a means to like get more fit or like lose weight? I mean, that's
As a stimulus or something? Or like
yeah. Or like, what should you focus more on? Because a lot of people are like, I can eat whatever I want, or if it fits my macros, I'm just gonna crush it at the gym. Versus everyone's like, I need to be so specific about what I eat, right? Or nothing's gonna work.
I mean, I'd say they're both important, but I guess it's dependent on what your goals are. I think certain people in certain sports, I would say the emphasis on nutrition for bodybuilding, but I mean, it's the same. It's more labor intensive, I think, because you're preparing meals and everything, but it's still just as important to go to the gym and.
Sumo wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my next quote. Sumo wrestling is when it really matters.
I think you hear a lot of things of like nutrition's 80% of it, or abs are built in the kitchen, stuff like that. I still think nutrition's more important. You can train your ass off and then go eat a pizza after you worked out, and everything you did in the workout, if you're trying to lose weight or trying to get leaner at least, is basically shot. Or it's the kind of thing where you see like strength athletes, like in powerlifting, like as we get closer to a meet and they need to make weight, everyone dials in their nutrition. So I'm not saying that you need to be dialed in 52 weeks of the year. Like, you should be able to go out to dinner and enjoy that, or have a donut if you want. But more people probably have to take more care of it.
Yeah.
we can use this gym as an example. Most of our people here are training very hard, multiple days a week. How many are eating well?
You just had an argument about cupcakes like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we literally just finished off the cupcakes, like, so that's tough. And someone was talking about bringing in more ice cream and things like that. So I think it's the more important of the two. Training, I think, is the easy part. It's easy to come in and want to train, but to eat well most of the time is more difficult. But it's probably the more important one.
I feel like people think that water cutting is that buffer that you can have.
If they're lazy, yeah.
Yeah. That like you can eat to a certain degree of whatever.
I'll just
you want.
fucking water cut. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think it depends too. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that water cut very successfully. We've had a couple people that have cut successfully. We've had a couple people that have not cut successfully, either not made weight by a very small amount, or have made weight but then have performed well under their capabilities. If you're like 2 to 3% maybe above your weight class, then maybe a water cut's okay. More than that, you need to get your nutrition in check.
So water cutting isn't like an option.
I'm not against it. I've used it a whole bunch of times, but in USA powerlifting, it's a little bit more difficult. I know we still have a lot of people that do it and do it very successfully, but with a 2-hour weigh-in, it's if you cut a lot, you're not going to be able to get it back. And I know a lot of people that that go into the squat and they feel like they've got shaky legs and they can't support the bar as well, and they usually end up squatting poorly, and then bench comes around a little bit, and by deadlift they're usually okay because they've put a lot of it back on. But like I said, if you're cutting more than a couple percent, I'm talking like I weigh 240, so for me, I'm talking like cutting 5 to 7 pounds of water. That's not that hard for me, but I think there's guys that are my size that are cutting 20 pounds. Like,
Yes.
that's aggressive.
Yeah.
And I think at some point it's going to negatively affect your performance, or just something as simple as you're training all the time at one body weight, and then all of a sudden you make this huge cut. Your leverages change. You're a different lifter. Also, a lot of people don't put the weight back on correctly. Everyone water cuts and then just drinks a lot of water, and then they're in the bathroom 35 times during a meet because they're not getting in enough salt and they're not eating correctly, or they're just taking in salt but not getting any nutrition in, and you end up having a poor meet. So I'm not against it, even though it sounds like I am, but you should be eating correctly and training correctly to be close to your weight as it is, and then that little small adjustment at the end.
Or you shouldn't have to rely on it to get to the platform. Like,
mean,
you should have a plan in place.
Right. Or like just that you shouldn't, I guess, ignore everything until it's like, oh, week out, water cut.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like your backup.
Yeah.
Wait, it shouldn't be your backup, or should it be like the backup in relation to like, oh, let me plan out like 2 months in advance.
It could be a backup plan used successfully, but like that sucks. Water cutting sucks. Like, I don't like.
I think it would either be the last step of the plan, or okay, I need a few more, and it's a little extra that you tack on at the end, but it shouldn't be a big part of the plan. Like I said, 2 to 3% I think is enough. And as you get leaner, it gets harder. And then Dennis Cornelius actually just posted a Facebook or Instagram post about it, saying like he's not going to be cutting for the next meet. Like, he had a big cut this year and he won by a ton, but didn't perform to his standards. And the cut, I'm sure, had something to do with that. So, and I don't know how much he cut, but I'm assuming for someone his size it was probably a decent amount. I don't see the benefit of these huge water cuts. And I know there are some coaches that would totally disagree with us.
Right.
They love the huge water cuts, and I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing.
I think if you back up and like explain it to someone that like doesn't know about weight class sports or anything in general, and you explain what it actually is, it would seem weird. Like, wait, you compete at a weight class that you're nowhere near in general walking around. It's weird. it's part of a lot of sports. I mean, I think it's tough with. I don't know a lot of other sports. At least with USAPL, it's 2-hour weigh-in, so in that regard, it's even more of like a risk.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I've always like, because I watch UFC a lot, and they always talk about like what if we did away with the weight classes, like all the big water cuts, because like people end up in the hospital and people get pretty fucked up.
But they also have 24-hour weigh-ins.
True. And if you take that away and make it a 2-hour weigh-in, it's not fun.
You can't cut as much, but you also can't recover as well.
Right.
So it's, you'll get some people we have some members here that'll tell us, the 24-hour cut the 24-hour weigh-in's better because you have 24 hours to get back up to where you are, or even more, which is true.
Yeah.
But because you have that 24 hours, you make a much bigger cut, which is going to have a much more negative effect on your system anyway. So I don't know which is better.
What if I was thinking before, like what happened to powerlifting if we did away with weight classes? Would it be a more entertaining sport? Would it be safer? And would people find a way to
Just lift more weight.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like, so if
Well,
water cutting is the way, not to cheat it, but if like
Yeah.
to get an edge, what would be the edge? Would it be just getting super fucking fat, which would be kind
I
of
mean-
sick? Like what would happen in the sport if that
I
happened?
think partially the reason why we have weight classes in general is that like now you get to beat someone who's like exactly like you.
Right.
Versus like if I went to nationals, like, if I ever went to nationals, I'm not gonna out squat Ray.
No.
Like, never gonna happen. He's gonna win every tournament
Right.
all the time.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I guess the 59s have to start gaining weight.
Well, that's the thing is, not that like there'd be a free for all, no classes, but
Yeah.
you just weighed in. So there's no way to really like monitor it. But if you
Yeah.
went in and just weighed what you weighed, maybe you were like, I don't know, maybe the blindfold people not telling what they weigh, but like, would that make the sport safer and more entertaining?
I know what you're trying to say, and I agree in the sense that it'll make sort of the act of like lifting as much as you can, like
You see bigger lifts.
yeah,
By default.
yeah.
I
because
mean,
you feel better,
you'd be more
as you
inclined to
say,
see bigger
yeah.
lifts.
And you're not so much focused on trying to make weight the whole time. You're more focused on like I'm gonna have a good day, I'm
Right.
gonna make lifts, strategy or whatever.
Right.
And I think I agree. It'll be a lot more entertaining if we just somehow manage to forego the weight classes for everyone else.
I mean, it'll never happen.
No,
But it'd
no,
be
no.
cool to think. Also, there'd be less soy sauce in the background, which is fun.
Is that a thing?
Oh, people love chugging soy sauce now. That's the new thing. I don't know if it's a new thing, but
A lot of sodium.
a lot of sodium.
It's kind of gross.
No nutritional value, but a lot
What
of
if,
sodium.
like, as a prank, you replaced it with the low sodium?
Guys, I was gonna have a great meat, but someone swapped it for low sodium.
Why aren't there sushi bars sponsoring meats now?
There should be.
There should be.
Yeah.
Dude,
That-
I'm excited. I don't know
That's-
why, but for sushi now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the meat. Let's not do that during.
No, during the meat, that'd be
During-
sick.
No, that'd be terrible. I don't want to judge a meat where people are pounding sushi in between lifts.
Do you recommend eating in the middle of meats? Like, just
Absolutely.
Like, okay.
Are you saying as far as meals or as far as snacks? Like,
I feel
what
like
would you eat?
snacks, I mean,
I can't eat meals between.
I mean, a lot of people just from stress levels are going to have trouble eating like a full meal, but I think you should be definitely eating throughout the day. I mean, think of, like if you're taking in zero nutritional value throughout the meat, which can be anywhere from 3 hours to 8 hours, depending on
fucking
how
full
big it
day.
is. How do you expect to lift with no food in your system at the end of the day?
that's true.
Yeah, people coming in and train and are taking in nutrition during like you have to, but be smart about what you're taking in. You're not looking for. You don't want to be eating like a lot of greasy food middle of your day while you're squatting. A lot of easily digestible foods.
Shout out to Burger King.
We're just gonna have sponsors left and right. Easily digestible stuff that you have all the time. Don't try something new on meat day.
I always get that question from people sometimes, like, should I try to eat like pancakes, like if you've done it before? No, then don't do it.
Yeah, do
It's like the only time I've ever heard that question. Like you would never go to any other place or like event and be like, should I do something completely fucking different that I've
Hey,
never
I'm
done
allergic
before?
to peanuts, but peanut butter.
Peanut sounds great.
That sounds great. Right
That might be the secret. Is going to athletic shock halfway through. Anyway,
I mean, I think Pop-Tarts are cool.
I mean, I think a lot of people, the big thing the last few years has been a lot of candy.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw someone like pound like a double cheeseburger from Burger King right after they weighed in. It was really
yeah, I
gross.
mean, a lot of people love like we're right down the street from a barbecue place, so during our meets, a lot of people go right to the barbecue and get that, and people are pounding Sour Patch Kids throughout the day, and I mean, it's fine. You're getting in carbs and sugar and stuff like that, but there's better choices.
but it's whatever you can digest too.
Right, but a
That's
lot
what
of
you're used to.
well, that's I mean, but even in that, like a lot of people, like how many people that are having that double cheeseburger or that bacon, egg, and cheese with brisket are doing that on a regular basis when they're training? They're doing that because it's a reward because they made weight.
Yeah.
So they cut weight for this event. They're all excited about that they made weight, and then they go feast on this food that they're not used to training with, and then they have to go lift maximal weights. Again, like it just to me, like have it after the meet. That's fine. Like the meet's over. You've done your training. Like you've done what you need to do. Like after the meet, okay, cool. Go eat whatever you want. During the meet, you want to eat for a successful meet, not to like congratulate yourself for making weight and now feel like crap.
Or eat Burger King every day with the intention that you're squatting massive
Or
weight.
just
Oh,
Just you gotta visualize it.
That's it.
But like you gotta train that way.
I like to have a Caesar salad.
Yeah.
And then every time I take a bite, I ate two poutine. And then
Yeah.
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 We were at the Ides of March.
yeah, gotcha.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Just saying.
I liked it. Yeah.
It's fun.
Seems to be working out for you.
It has been.
Yeah.
Yeah. You PR occasionally,
Yeah.
but you get real fat. And then
Off salads.
off salads.
Okay.
Can you eat too much salad?
Does one really ever know that?
Probably eat too much of anything, but I feel like that would be difficult.
question? Was that in your notes?
No, it's not in my notes, but
I've routinely said no one got fat eating apples, and that's straight from Dan John.
I like him.
You just seriously?
yes.
Here's a few bucks.
We're done. This is over.
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 Dan John's a great strength coach that is able to simplify all of this stuff to a way that everyone can seem to understand it very easily, and that's what's great about him.
Yeah.
And I just find it amazing. I met him at a small seminar 5-6 years ago. I talked to him about my buddy's deadlift. He was talked to us for a while because he was kind of stuck at a lift. About a year later, I was at the Perform Better seminar, and Dan was giving a presentation. So after the presentation, there's like 100 people that are like going up and trying to ask him questions. He saw me, remembered me, yelled out for me across the crowd, asked me how my buddy did with his deadlift, and everyone's like, "Who is he?" I'm like, "I'm no one." But this is a guy that I met once, who's famous in our field,
Yeah.
and like I said, I met him once, and a year later, he's like, "Right, how'd Carl do on his deadlift?" And I was like, 50-pound PR. He goes, "I told you, man, farmer walks cure everything." I was like, "You're amazing." So
He is. Yeah.
please watch this.
If you're watching,
He's
come on
not.
the
He's not
podcast.
watching this.
He might. I will tag him in this.
All right,
he's,
cool.
He's good about
Please
that.
come on our podcast.
That'd be dope. We'll bring another sofa
Yeah.
just for him.
We'll buy you a sofa if you
And
come.
some Burger King, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know if he likes burger. Maybe he does.
We'd have to fly him across country.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have enough for that.
Yeah. Maybe
Or
you stop buying
anybody.
fucking Burger King, dude.
I don't get paid for this, but there's a way I will get paid. Go to teamgpt.com and sign up for online coaching.
That's not true.
That's not true either, but if I...
To send in questions, DM me on Instagram at Syed_likes_stuff. Follow the gym on Instagram at TeamGPT. For more information about the gym, visit GleasonPerformance.com and join the team. For online coaching, go to TeamGPT.com.